I can smell it. My God, I can smell my friend being cooked.
This is the Horrible Film School. Take a seat. Slowly rip open your trapper keepers. I am Chris Purdy, and I am here with the tree lover, Ryan Hootie.
Talk about tree loving. This film has got all of that, and it does. We'll get into it.
We know you love nature. You're the nature boy. And a man who loves good eating, Mr. Nasty, a.k.a. the big brother, Joey.
What up, HBFS squad? How's everybody doing this evening?
All right, folks, before we hop into it, just want to shout out the Instagram, our different social networking stuff. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com. You can find us on your platforms. Send us an email if you'd like, horriblefilmschool@gmail.com. Reach out, give us some love and some support. We appreciate it. And to break the ice, I got a question for you two fellers. Is there any calls you would risk your life for?
If they would bring back the Double Down permanently.
The Double Down KFC double chicken filet sandwich is what you're referring to.
I would chain myself to a fucking KFC.
That's a
For them
cause?
to bring back the Double Down.
It is for
on
this
a permanent
guy.
basis.
Well, first of all, I got very confused because I thought you said calls, and I was like, so I need to pick somebody who I'd risk my life if they called me.
That's the most
And they
obscure
say
shit
that a
ever.
hero can save us. This motherfucker thinks he's Spider-Man or some shit.
I know Spider-Man was on the fucking mic here.
Calls that I would risk my life for. I would say to keep it in line with this film, actually, it would be any native cause in America. I actually read a lot of native literature. I can go on a whole deep dive, but I will not bore everybody on this show.
What are you going to do, chain yourself to a fucking gambling machine in a casino or some shit?
Casinos are actually pretty impressive, calling out Foxwoods in Connecticut, because the money they bring in at Foxwoods, they're actually buying back land in the greater New England area. So they're actually buying their land back, which is actually kind of cool.
Good on them, folks. It's got to be the kids, man. Anything with the kids. That's the calls. The kids.
That is a wide brush.
Let me protect the kids.
You talking like John Cena Make-A-Wish?
Yeah, give me whatever John Cena is doing. That's what I want to die for. You can't even see me. That's how dedicated I am to the cause. Today's assignment, 2013/2015's The Green Inferno. I only say this because the release date on this one is kind of wonky. Today's lesson, no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, this movie went through like production hell. Or not production hell. Production was like
Distribution,
terrible.
yeah, was an
in
issue.
The fucking Amazon, but distribution was an issue.
So it got released at film festivals in 2013. It took a full 2 years before it actually got distributed by a major distributor. Because, to bore you with some insider movie knowledge here, a lot of these independent movies premiere at these film festivals and then are bought up by bigger distributors like A24. And that's when you'll see them in your local theater. So yeah, this was my choice. We got Mr. Eli Roth lined up for Thanksgiving and another, looks like a week and a couple of days that's going to hit theaters. So kind of interested in his oeuvre. This was a big blind spot for myself. I think Joey had some exposure to this before, but outside of that, that was it, right?
Yeah, I actually appreciate Eli Roth's style.
Are you a Roth head?
His style's right up my fucking alley.
If you think about it, boys, I believe this show comes out on Black Friday.
Look at that, man.
No, it comes out this Friday.
This show does not come out this Friday.
No. There's the I was talking about Thanksgiving, right? Or Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving comes
Jesus
out
Christ.
this Friday. Comes out the Friday that we're recording this, but the episode won't be out until Black Friday. So go get your Eli Roth Thanksgiving in, and then hang out with us on Black Friday.
Well, I was thinking I might be in town for Thanksgiving. We could do a Horrible Film School watch-along for
Ooh,
Thanksgiving.
a special occasion there.
Oh, we're gonna watch Thanksgiving again.
Definitely not
No,
Thanksgiving.
we're watching Thanksgiving 3 again, specifically.
Get stuffed.
Yeah. Nice tits, bitch. Oh, that movie.
It tastes like shit.
This is our first Thanksgiving not watching a Thanksgiving movie in 3 years.
What a great time of
so
year.
go ahead and let that
I'm
settle
already
in.
missing it.
I think we really need to bring back that tradition. I mean, it's families and tradition. That's what it's all about this time of year.
I remember throwing a ball with my dad.
Oh, yeah, the football.
Dude,
Slinging the
wrestling.
pigskin. This dude was like 35 years old, throwing the football with his 45-year-old dad. All right, let's get into it. Otherwise, we're going to be pussyfooting all day. This was my choice, so I'm leading the charge here. Let's break the ice with some fan reviews, courtesy of the lovely IMDb. Let's start with a negative Nancy. This is a review titled An Ode to Italian Cannibal Films in Their Heyday by Agent Man from April 2021. Both pretty recent reviews here. Post-COVID reviews, I'll say. Yeah, right, whatever. Italian cannibal films from the 60s and 70s were garbage too. Those minor fringe directors had to find a niche against Bertolucci, Fellini, Rossellini, etc. So portraying teeth gnashing on raw sinew, people on pikes, and other ancient delights, I actually kind of like the way they wrote that, should suffice for the people who brought civilization the Colosseum. Keep up the great work, Eli. You have trouble figuring out continuity, but keep cashing those checks. What an awesome oeuvre you've created. So you can be added to the trailer list of yet-to-be-forgotten films in the next century. 1 out of 10 stars. Not sure what the trailer list is there.
That was a very eloquent negative review. I had to give him props on that.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that they pulled the historical inspirations into it kind of gave it some validity.
And I think the whole trailer thing is making the point that the trailer looked really fucking good.
The trailer's better than the
say
movie?
that.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So luscious and green. That's what I remembered about the trailer.
To my simple-minded brain, it almost came off as a positive review.
It kind of does, even the way he frames that with it. Or I'm not gonna say. I guess it's Agent Man. I'm assuming it's a he. An ode to cannibal film, Italian cannibal films in their heyday. Like it's, he even set it up as kind of a nod of, I understand what this is about.
This person would seem like the type who would like really enjoy it if somebody called his review scathing.
Ooh.
That was a scathing review.
I'm not gonna lie. It was filled with a ton of misspellings and some broken words in there that I probably made sound better than they do. So,
Well, he may not have English as his first language.
hopping on the positive, this is short and sweet, which I think anybody who loves this movie would probably tell you in a very short and sweet way why they love it. Review is called Love It from reviewer Co Florida in July 2020. A message to tree huggers. Stay the hell out of the Amazon. They don't need saving. 10 out of 10 stars.
I think it's going to be your average Eli Roth fan's interpretation of the movie.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if we should just abandon the rainforest, but I guess I can see where he's coming from in some regard.
Like your ass isn't helping. It's the whole like Americanized, weaponized sympathy for other people. It's like, I'm going to donate to this cause, but I'm not going to lay my ass on a grenade for you.
I guess I am the liberal one of the show. In the other regard, Roth portrays indigenous people as just bloodthirsty savages, and that's just not always the case.
We'll get into it. There's definitely some conversation around that bit of the movie. All right, let's talk about the people who made the movie. Go ahead and bust the cherry of a man we've already discussed in the pod, directed by Mr. Eli Roth, who you may know as creator and director of Cabin Fever, Hostel 1 and 2, the upcoming Thanksgiving, and The Bear Jew, great fucking character, from Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, this guy's, like we said, one of Joey's boys.
You love to hate him. He's the bad boy of modern horror.
He's got such a good look, too. Is he a better actor than director?
100% to me.
The Bear Jew is just a badass character, man. And he looks really good in that movie.
He's the exact opposite of Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino loves him. A lot of people give him all the credit for discovering him and kind of putting him on the map.
And we can all agree that Tarantino is a terrible actor. So
He is.
much better director.
Yeah, he also wrote this with Guillermo Amodio. Joey, you want to elaborate on this man?
Fuck no, I don't know that fucking guy.
Talking about Eli.
Oh. I mean, you kind of said all it needs to be said. He has a very acquired taste in terms of his directorial style. He's known for having like we'll say, a rather boring introduction to most of his movies that like just ramps up throughout, and by the end you're running downhill at 1,000 miles an hour.
I had a little factoid about Mr. Roth here. He paid for his student films by working as an online sex operator for Penthouse magazine. Subscribers paid $30 an hour to have sex with Roth and his NYU friends, thinking they were gorgeous Penthouse models. Roth claims that these experiences inspire many of the characters that he writes today.
I can see that.
Explains a lot.
He definitely gravitates towards like shallow, shitty people in his characters. Yeah, this dude's the king of the gorehounds. I think if you think the modern horror genre, you think of this style, he's probably the first person that comes to mind. Because Hostel, like, what is it called? Not called splattercore. There's like a word. Torture porn, I guess. I feel like he's probably like the patron saint of torture porn at this point. Movie I also wanted to shout out the producer here, just because it's a name that you always seems ubiquitous these days, floating around the world of horror films, and that is a producer by the name of Jason Blum. He's founder and CEO of Blumhouse Productions. He made movies like Get Out, the 2018 Halloween trilogy, Black Klansman, pretty much an endless list of movies. He puts out like 30 a year at this point. So, dude knows how to make money. He knows how to find the obscure things and get them out there. I think Paranormal Activity, that was him. He found the first one. Like a $10,000 movie that made a buttload of money.
Whoa, that's a big deal.
Yeah. That was his first like, big claim to
fame. A24 kind of go like back and forth when it comes to like horror releases.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of an A24 guy. They have more of the elevated horror.
Yeah.
Hereditary. Talking about Lamb, Chris?
We're talking about Hereditary, baby.
Well, that is their crown jewel, and then there's Lamb, which is in the cost.
I mean, yeah, they're more of a film distributor. I think that Blumhouse makes movies.
This is true. That's a very good point.
But yeah, they're not to say they're not entertaining. Anyone else behind the camera you guys wanted to shout out before we talk about some behind the scenes stuff?
I guess the only name I want to recognize is going to be Greg Nicotero.
Oh, was he on this? I didn't catch that.
And I mean, you can kind of tell, honestly, by like the effects of the body parts and stuff, and the the viscera and shit.
Greg Nicky, I think he's call him I wouldn't say lesser than. Some people probably would. You two probably would. The modern Tom Savini, I guess, right?
Oh, he does everything. He's like fucking everywhere when it comes to special effects work.
Yeah, it's like the two people who've earned celebrity status from effects work are him and Tom. So
yeah, didn't they work together on one of the Dead movies?
Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah, I think the one we reviewed actually. They either worked together or yeah.
I think he's in Day of the Dead actually, as an actor.
It might have been like the handoff right there. He might have learned something that propelled him into Evil Dead and all that good stuff.
His name is forgetting me, but the special effects director on American Werewolf in London is also pretty well respected.
Stan Winston. All right, a few little behind-the-scenes notes about the movie here. The movie was inspired by and serves as an homage to Italian cannibal films of the late 70s and early 80s, quote-unquote cannibal boom, particularly Cannibal Holocaust from 1980, which featured a film within a film titled The Green Inferno.
Yeah, Eli Roth's been quoted several times saying that's one of his favorite horror movies, Cannibal Holocaust. So, yeah, this is definitely his love letter to movies of that time period and Holocaust in general.
Did he just say the Holocaust?
I think he was using it as a shorthand for Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah. Okay.
He loves the Holocaust, man. The damn bear Jew loves it.
Okay. Have either of you watched Cannibal Holocaust?
I have not.
Yes.
Okay. Well, not to give too much away, Joey. Is it incredible?
I mean, it's memorable.
Okay. Well, that's something.
Like Serbian films, super memorable too. That's not really like a good movie,
Yeah.
but
It's on the list of like
it
3
leaves a
movies I
mark.
never want to see.
It leaves a mark, and it's worthy of a watch at least once. The only thing I don't like about Cannibal Holocaust is like the animal stuff. Like the animal stuff was real.
Oh, there's some actual animal cruelty in there. I know going through some of the reviews trying to pick out the positive and the negatives, a lot of people took offense that he used the name Green Inferno for this movie because they felt like he was stealing or I don't know what have you from Cannibal Holocaust. Like he was banking on people coming in based on the name alone, you know.
Yeah, but fuck, that was
shitting on his heroes.
That was what, 40 years ago, 30 years ago,
1980s, yeah, it was.
Oh well,
back in the day.
20 years ago. Oh shit.
And it was,
dude. What's my fucking math?
20 years
like 30
ago
years
was
ago.
1980.
Okay.
How fucking old are we?
Dude,
This is
If I'm
40 years
44.
ago, bro. When this movie came out, it was 30
Oh.
years after the fact.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like that's people being nitpicky, just because it's fucking 30 years later, man.
Well, you know, people have like the gatekeeper status of old movies or things that they hold in some kind of regard. And kind of speaking to what Hootie was saying earlier about the representation of the indigenous folks here, this movie was criticized by Survival International, which is a company that campaigns for indigenous people that live in voluntary isolation. They said that it reinforced colonialism and neo-colonialism. And there were a lot of stigmas against indigenous people, portraying them as savages. But Roth dismissed this argument as unimportant for stopping exploitation. He said, the idea that a fictional movie about a fictional tribe could somehow hurt indigenous people when gas companies are tearing these villages apart on a daily basis is simply absurd. These companies don't need an excuse. They have one, the natural resources in the ground.
I don't like Eli Roth, but that is a very good answer to that question.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens every day.
You think Exxon saw this movie and decided, yeah, you know what, let's go fuck up that village. They're going to do it anyway. They didn't need his help.
But nobody sits in a 2-hour-long Exxon board meeting. We sat for a 2-hour-long Eli Roth film. So that's a difference, I guess.
Yes, business versus entertainment, I guess.
I guess I don't know if you call it a corporation or what, but the group who heads off the whole Save the Rainforest campaign, didn't they like partner up with Eli Roth after this or during this?
Oh, I didn't get any details on that. But if they did, I mean, I could see it. He seemed like he had the right intention with making this movie. Because the whole thing is a satire. That's what makes this thing hard to judge, you know. The whole time he's just dunking on people being fucking idiots. So can you take the way he is showing you these indigenous people seriously? Or is he just making fun of you for how you assumed they would behave?
Yeah, according to Eli Roth, the production designer was offered a 2-year-old child as a thank you for including them in the film.
What in the hell?
How about that? Did
Yeah.
he accept?
Well, it was a woman. Apparently, she had lived in the village before any other crew member was there for several weeks, and then stayed several weeks after. And I guess the tribes people grew close with her. And yeah, here's a small child as a thank you.
What do you do
She was
with
alive.
that?
She wasn't cooked or nothing.
What do you do with that?
I hope she was alive.
Like a chimney sweep? What do you use a 2-year-old child for?
That's weird. I mean, it just shows you the cultural norm difference, but that is very bizarre.
I did stumble upon some stuff about the fact that a lot of these people had never seen a camera before. I don't know if that was, I didn't really research to see if that was true or not, but they thought it was funny that there was a movie being made there, and they were, I guess, had fun with it.
I found that several times, and apparently he showed them Cannibal Holocaust, and that was the first film they had ever watched before, and they laughed at it.
That's nuts, man. Think about that.
It's funny the people that the movie are actually putting on blast are the ones who can find the humor in it, and it's the people everyone else think is bent out of shape about it.
Let's see, first off, Eli Roth would only audition actors who agreed to be vaccinated for yellow fever, and a film deep in the Amazonian jungle with no bathrooms, surrounded by tarantulas, snakes, and poisonous frogs. After filming was complete, the cast and crew were treated for parasites. That is a fucking acting job.
Yeah, that's
Save the
brutal.
rainforest, everybody. It's where all the fucking bugs and diseases are.
I always think about the Sam Kinison bit where he's talking about starving people in Africa. Go where the food is. Why are you
Ted
staying
Kinnison's
there?
A legend. What a legend.
Go to where the food is.
Also, Christian missionaries sang religious songs on their boats as they arrived at the village. They weren't aware that the movie was being filmed at the village and became alarmed when they saw the gory props, including skeletons and dead bodies on impaled stakes. They sang louder until they were told a film was being made. Could you imagine that?
Just rolling up on that in your little
They
rowboat.
was going down the river. Can you take me higher?
I hope Scott Stapp was like on the bow of the ship, shirtless.
They just
No,
throw a
like-
fucking spear out there and hit his forehead.
They see heads on spikes like, hey, more Creed, louder Creed.
Somebody pump the Creed, please.
Where's the fucking skillet? Put on the skillet next.
Was Skillet a Christian band?
I think
yeah,
so.
Skillet's
I was
Christian,
going to
bro.
drop a Skillet lyric, but I realized I don't know a single one.
The bands you never knew were Christian is wild. I'm sure somehow Nickelback was a Christian band.
Hell no, they were singing about drugs and shit. Those are hard
All right.
rockers, man.
I got one more to Joey's point about the original Cannibal Holocaust.
This dude can't even say Holocaust
Holocaust.
without getting bent out of shape.
Sorry,
Look at him.
I was
He's
reading.
scared
my-
to say
It's
it.
the alliteration. I kept doing it too. Hannibal Holocaust. It's Cannibal Holocaust. You want to do two H's.
The Hannibal Holocaust.
Hannibal Holocaust. Blah, 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 blah.
my last note, you fucking
I
assholes,
got human flesh in my teeth. I can't get my shit right.
is one of the few cannibal horror films to not feature any depiction of violence against animals.
Well, honestly, it's kind of practical from the standpoint that for protein, these tribes and shit, that's what they rely on.
All right, as always, let's go over this box office numbers. This movie was made on a budget of $5 million. Final box office was $12.9 million.
That's around the world too, right?
Yeah.
That's like total.
So it kind of broke even in a way. That's really about.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not good though.
Yeah, it really didn't do business for anybody. They just stayed above water. My boys ready to hop into it, ready to get into the jungle with me.
Welcome to the jungle.
We got fun and games.
Guys, I'm really sick.
We're all sick.
No. I need a bathroom.
A tribesman and child walk through a rainforest until they hear the rumbling of a bulldozer. Cut to the United States. We meet Justine, a college student. With her roommate Casey, she sits through a lecture on cruel traditions of African tribes. Later, the two notice a group of janitors on a hunger strike for health insurance. They think this is lame.
No, I thought they said gay.
They do say gay, but it felt like really awkward Eli
activism is
Roth
gay.
dialogue.
Fuck yes.
Activism is gay, I think, is the exact quote there.
His dialogue is so cringy in points.
I think that's, like I said, it's the satire aspect of it. It's these knucklehead college kids thinking that their shit don't
Guarantee
stink.
Back in 2013, this is how everybody was talking.
It's so wild that none of us can
Guarantee.
remember that far back, you know. It's like we all did something wrong and we all just want to forget it.
It's all blacked out.
Yeah, Justine is played by Lorenza Izzo, who you may know from Knock Knock and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, she was Francesca Capucci. Boy, she was fun. I'm gonna tell you what, she's got some of the most beautiful eyes.
Very attractive woman.
Very, very, very good for like being scared moments. You can tell like all right, I'm supposed to be scared in this moment because her eyes are like fucking huge.
Yeah.
I've never seen Knock Knock.
God almighty.
Is okay. So
It's
like
where
that
her and
situation.
Anna de Armas are trying to fuck
Keanu Reeves. Yeah, man.
I mean,
talk about
who
like
doesn't want to?
yeah, those two women though. Like, I don't think anybody's quite that lucky, you know.
Dude, Anna de Armas, God almighty. Oh.
All right, add that to the watch list.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this, but she married Mr. Eli Roth.
What?
Yeah, they were together like 5 years.
Yeah, they got married right after
were
this.
together.
Right after this movie, yeah, divorced I think in 2019. She is
Divorced in 2019, and she is currently a lesbian.
Yeah, I think she's married to a lady now. So
Good job, Eli. We see what you do to women.
His dialogue and ideology is so bad, she plays for another team now.
fucking Eli. And her friend, the roommate Casey, apparently it's kind of a big deal. I really had no idea who this person was. Her name is Sky Fiera. She is an American musician and actress. She was in Baby Driver. She was in Twin Peaks: The Return. She was signed to Capitol Records at the age of 15.
What the hell?
So I'm sure there's a lot of people way younger than us who definitely know who this lady is, but I had no idea who she was. I thought she was
tried to
pretty
listen
terrible
to-
in the movie.
I tried to listen to some of her music. I got like 20 seconds in, had to turn that shit off.
She was bad in this movie, dude.
We talking like hardcore pop, or what's her style, Joy?
And it's very like auto-tuned fucking
Billie
droning
Eilish.
type shit.
Okay.
Well, fuck, what the fuck did you say?
What?
Billie Eilish?
This,
Hell
this-
no. Don't
I'm just
compare this
saying-
person to Billie Eilish.
I didn't say. I haven't heard her voice. I'm just saying the comparable sound of autotune, and so she was also in the new Netflix. I think it's a movie called Reptile.
Oh, yeah. Benicio del Toro, I think.
Yes.
Saw the poster. Didn't dig any further.
If she plays Sonya Blade,
There's no way this chick is Sonya Blade. What the hell are you talking about?
Reptile's like Mortal Kombat, right?
Oh, God. Here we go. Dad jokes. What about the genital mutilation stuff? Those are some slides I did not want to see.
Genital mutilation.
I did not need that in
Let's
my
get into
in my
it. It's
Tuesday
actually
afternoon.
a really huge thing among like Muslims. Like,
It's a real thing. Yeah, we all know.
Like Middle East and Africa, all these places. It's pretty gross practice.
Yeah, and this is like Justine says. This is like her. This is what she cares about the most, right? This is kind of
Yeah,
what
pretty
spurs
gross
her to-
practice, but it's not going to stop us from joking about it.
Well, how about that? Well, not if you were joking about it.
I think it was horrible. I didn't want to see those images for show. I'm sure those girls going through it. It's rough.
The professor, she seemed, for one, she didn't seem like an actress, and she seemed like she might actually be a professor.
Yeah, she was legit. Like, here's the information. This is what it looks like. Moving on to the next horrible thing around the world.
So
So what you're saying is she was the best actress in the movie
probably.
because she actually seemed like what she was trying to portray.
She was a little too good, maybe. After class, Justine is invited by Jonah to check out an activist group led by Alejandro. His cause is for a tribe in the Peruvian jungle. Justine makes a comment about the group starving themselves through the jungle for their cause, which Alejandro takes offense to. He orders Justine to leave.
Do we think they called him Jonah because of Jonah and the whale?
This poor guy, man. I really like this guy.
It's like he's fat like a whale.
They talked about how big this guy. He wasn't that big.
He
man.
wasn't big at all. He was fucking overweight.
He was chubby.
Holy
I was like,
shit.
give this guy a break, man.
Here's the thing. I guess if you're like the biggest person of the group, then I guess at that point you are like the
Well,
fat
yeah,
one.
naturally. But do y'all remember the guy from Teen Wolf and
Yeah.
Leprechaun?
Yeah.
He was always like this super fat dude, and he was just a normal looking dude who was just overweight.
He played like the mentally deficient guy in every movie.
He was a starting center in Teen Wolf. My God.
Yeah, they always picked on him and shit. He was a gentle
Rebound.
giant.
Rebound his ass off.
He was.
He
I
boxed
can
out
see
like a
him
motherfucker.
playing. What's his fucking name in Mice and Men? Lenny.
I'd have been a great Lenny.
Lenny. Alejandro is played by Mr. Ariel Levy, who is a Chilean
Man.
TV actor that kind of broke out. This was like his first American movie, but it's a pretty big deal in Chile. Shout out to the Chilean folks. They make
You
great.
know what he's an even bigger deal in?
What's he bigger deal?
Oh, here we go.
He's a fucking wrestler.
Woo woo!
He
Wait,
I was gonna bring it
wrestles
up.
for the
Hold on,
Coastal
hold on.
Championship Wrestling.
He's a wrestler
Under
or a
the
wrestler?
name, the international superstar Ariel Levy.
He's a professional wrestler.
The dude
Chris.
is
Wrestler,
fucking
okay, got it.
yoked. I've been scrolling through his like Instagram, and holy shit,
He's
that's
yoked?
a lot of meat, boys.
How big is he? Is he like rock big?
No, he's just yoked for his size.
So he's
Like
still
he's shredded.
like, yeah, I was like, he was shredded for this too, but I thought you meant
Like,
like
you take
he's
a
swole.
you take a big ass stick of cheese and rub it on his fucking abs, boy. You about to have a
shredded cheese.
That's
to
a
have
spicy
shredded
meatball.
cheese sandwich.
Shredded cheese
I
sandwich
watched
that we
the,
all eat.
I watched a match of his on YouTube where he fought for the CCW World Heavyweight Championship belt
Get
against the
strapped.
Vampire Warrior himself, Gangrel.
Oh, Gangrel.
Gangrel's
He
still
drank
active?
blood.
Great, man.
Yes.
That's awesome.
He was the heel too in the fight.
Ariel
How
was?
does a vet?
Ariel Levy was the fucking heel against Gangrel somehow.
How was a blood sucking
Who was
vampire
rooting for Gangrel?
not the heel?
Yeah, but he should be the.
It must have been the Halloween special.
He's a spawn of Satan, a hell spawn.
It was
Should he
Halloween
be the
Havoc,
bad
man.
guy?
Everyone was rooting for the bad guys.
Damn, I didn't know Gangrel was ever a babyface. All right.
Oh yeah, can we talk about like the thing that Alejandro says to Justine? It's the most incel shit I've ever like heard somebody say from one person to another.
Spill it.
He says once she talks about his you know, I want to do this but I'm not going to act bullshit. Only a freshman would speak with such insolence.
Yeah, some more of that weird ass
You talking about
dialogue.
cringy fucking dialogue?
Yeah, it was
That
You
was
must be
great.
a
That had
freshman.
my nuts like sucked up in my fucking taint.
Joey
when he
was
fucking
rock
said
hard
that,
before he
dude.
said that.
But again, man, you got to keep in mind he's making fun of these people. Eli Roth is.
Oh yeah, he does. No, it's not against him. I'm just saying it's like its own point.
To Joey's point, I mean, I can't top the fact that this dude wrestled Gangrel now, but I had a note that he has appeared on AEW Dark as himself, Ariel Levy.
I don't know
That's
what the
his-
hell
that's his
that
ring name.
means. Hootie. There's a lot of acronyms in there.
He's pretty good too. He's not bad. Like his delivery of some of the stuff is not the best, but I mean he stood toe to toe with Gangrel and actually defeated the vampire king or whatever the fuck he is himself.
I don't think anybody can
It's
take this
pretty
guy
impressive.
down, as we'll see later in this movie. A few days later, Justine apologizes and decides she wants to join the cause. And so the group of activists, including Jonah, Alejandro's girlfriend Cara, Amy and her girlfriend Samantha, Lars, and Daniel, board a plane bound for Peru.
So you're really going to tell me she went to Peru in hopes of getting some of his uncircumcised chorizo?
You think she's after Alejandro's wiener? Is that
She
what you're
just
telling
wanted
me?
to fuck the whole time. That's the only reason.
You said yourself he beat Gangrel. Who doesn't want a piece
Right.
of that?
She does comment on the fact that he's attractive or something while
He's
he's strumming a
beautiful.
guitar. He's strumming that six string.
Yeah, she's over here creeping out her bedroom window first thing in the morning on a Sunday watching him.
This dude is beautiful, man.
Just singing Creed.
And we got a shout out to the actor who played Lars, my boy Daryl Sabara, the fucking little kid from Spy Kids, dog.
Dude, that's fucking Junie from Spy Kids, brother.
Judy.
Oh, he's no longer a spy kid. He's a spy man.
I like this dude, man. He was my favorite character in the movie.
Do you know what he's probably more famous for now?
Spy Kids 2.
Well, he was also in 2007's Halloween. But beyond that, he was in 3 different Meghan Trainor music videos because he is married to Meghan Trainor, and they have a son together.
I thought he was going to say it's because
They
she loves
also-
Spy Kids.
She fucking loves
They
Spy
they
Kids.
also have 2 toilets in one bathroom,
Boom.
so they
right
can
there.
shit together, brother.
2
Damn,
bidets.
That's love.
Hold
right there.
hands while they shit.
That's fucking love. But yeah, I like Justine and I like her recruiter. I like Jonah, man. There's like a sweetness there that I appreciated for all of 5 minutes.
God, fucking simp culture, bro.
Fat guy in love. That was a good.
Oh.
That was good dialogue there.
No, wait, Justine, it's me, Jonah. I want to taste your chocolate starfish.
There's nothing worse than a fat guy in love. And the jungle is gorgeous, man. When they do like the flyover, all the green.
Oh, yeah, that is
It's almost
breathtaking
too
imagery.
green.
It's like a green inferno,
You know what I
if you
mean?
will.
It's
Oh,
almost like it could
how about
use some deforestation and like even it out. It could use like a Walmart right in the fucking middle of that thing. Just splat.
Imagine getting delivered to that bitch.
Imagine being able to buy milk and motor oil in the same place.
Side by
Yeah,
side.
imagine not having to fucking eat people. You just go buy like chicken at the store.
You do know that the rainforest is a large portion of how we are able to breathe oxygen on this planet.
Bullshit.
We'll figure it out, man. It's no
I'm
big deal.
fucking 5,000 miles away from that bitch.
If we put enough money into corporations, they'll figure it out, man. Just keep buying shit. That's how we solve all our problems.
That's true.
Elon Musk will figure it out. Once the group arrives in Peru, they take a boat through the jungle towards their destination. They stop so Justine and Lars can use the bathroom. Lars almost gets his fat hog snacked on by a tarantula.
Spy Kids, huh? Well, I spy some dick.
Spy a lot of fucking pubes. Like, there was a lot of dick and balls during that
Oh, you
piss
see
scene,
his
man.
shaft, brother.
There was a lot more than I wanted to see from Lars there.
I was like, that's Judy from Spy Kids. It's dick.
Damn, he's a redhead above and below.
Guess the carpet matches the
I
pubes.
guess so. I guess that movie's so above, so below. As below, it had something. They knew what it was talking about, huh?
Is this another movie to where we only see male genitalia?
We see some titties in a little bit.
Oh, we don't see any,
Oh,
like,
from
vaginal clefts, even though they're definitely dealt with
Vaginal
in this movie.
what?
That sounded like a terminal.
Clefts?
I guess that's got to be what's comparable to a
I've
shaft.
heard of cleft palate. I ain't heard of cleft pussy.
You ain't got close enough to one yet then.
Shit.
Chris in his elevated heart.
I don't get that close. My fucking stomach gets in the way.
When the group find the bulldozers, they set off an explosion to stop them. Alejandra records the militia as a member holds Justine at gunpoint. Cooler heads prevail and the men arrest the group.
Dude, how'd y'all feel when that motherfucker, like, executed her phone?
Oh, I thought she was fucking neck. I thought they were going to kill somebody there. I don't know how you de-escalate that situation with a cell phone. That's probably the most unbelievable part of this whole fucking setup.
Yeah, the cell phone as our weapons was just too unbelievable for me.
They just going to execute your ass. They don't care. Like, they all get on the boat and they rowed to the place and they all got to, like, strip down and then get drowned. You couldn't have done this before we got on the fucking boat.
I'm gonna tell you what, he made a good decision not showing us Jonah's fucking gut.
How about that?
We'll see
Might
enough
wanna
of
see that
Jonah
shit.
later on in the movie.
The fat boy in love.
Keep showing us your wife's ass. I don't want to see fucking
She wasn't his wife at the time.
Jonah's nipples. How bad do you think it was killing Jonah that he couldn't white knight for Justine while he was chained to that fucking tree?
Yeah, you know he was hard as a fucking rock watching her, like, beg and plead. You know how those simp culture, they really have, like, that weird, dominating reptile brain going on.
Can I make a side note of Kara? Like, what is the purpose of her? She's just like...
She's a fucking
true
bitch.
She's a true piece of shit, but she doesn't have any depth. She's just a very shallow character that he's put in this movie.
I think it's to keep Justine from fucking
Well, yeah,
Alejandro.
she's put there as a foil for Justine.
Gotta give her somebody she can get some, like, vengeance on. Because she was, like, sucking his tongue and shit while Justine was looking at him.
Fuck. I'm gonna tell you what.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna sit on my face tonight, Justine. How's that feel?
Huh? You like that? Do you want pictures? Huh?
I like how when they get back in the plane, there everybody's like, it's okay, he wasn't gonna let you get fucking executed. And she's like, fuck off, fat boy.
Dude, they're all fucking getting drunk as shit, getting high. So fucking happy.
She does not care anymore. The group on their celebratory flight home face a sudden crisis when the plane's engine fails, leading to a deadly crash. Amidst the chaos, some members are flung from the plane. A brutal encounter with hostile villagers in the forest results in injuries and death aplenty, including O'Kara getting popped right in the fucking neck.
It was so cool. Like, this is the part in the movie where the switch is flipped.
Yeah, this is when it becomes the movie we thought we were going to experience in the trailer from the first minute.
Yeah.
It's like halfway through the movie at this point.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said half the movie is a certain way and the other half is just balls to the fucking wall.
Build that pressure up.
The tree branch going through the pilot's face.
Yeah, it was fucking
How
gnarly.
fucking brutal was that, man? That shit was so good.
That was very good. That's very well done.
The dude meandering into the fucking plane props while they were still spinning. He had like a concussion or some
was like,
shit.
"Oh,
He's looking
shit,
for somebody. Dude, he walks right into it. It's so good.
I like the airplane puke. I thought that was cool. Because you never see that in movies, but it's probably exactly what would happen.
You know
Motherfucker
who
just starts
did
vomiting.
it too? Who was the one that threw up?
The
Fat
Jonah.
boy.
Jonah had extra fucking tamales that day.
Oh, spicy meatball.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
So you claim that it was engine failure.
Yeah, it looked like one of the engines went on the right side, right?
It came across like somebody shot the damn plane.
Oh, you
It was
think
like
Well,
a
it
loud
was-
thump.
It was engine failure, but we learn a little bit later in the movie that it was done by somebody.
a nefarious party did
It
it?
was, it was a nefarious.
It was like a
Somebody who
remote
didn't
thing.
want no witnesses, nobody to talk.
It was definitely
So,
the headhunter that we'll meet shortly. Definitely him.
Yeah, he shot a little fucking dart with a little blowgun, fucking 300 yards in the sky.
Sniper.
I also liked how they were like stumbling around after the wreckage or whatever, and there was like the late chair drop, like somebody's shit finally came down, like somebody who got sucked out of the back, like landed
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
That's so good.
This shit was funny, man.
The shot was framed great, like the way that played out.
The gore and it's just I don't know, compared to something like Hostel, this to me this was legitimately pretty funny. I also thought it was cool. I've never heard this before. They shouted out Reddit about how they were streaming or they were trending on the front page of Reddit. This is in 2013.
Dude, that's all these social justice warriors care about: Twitter and Reddit.
Exactly, man. I've never heard it shouted out in a movie like that before.
And now it's TikTok.
This was 10 years ago, believe it or not.
No, all TikTok's about is fucking cooking
go.
chicken with goddamn NyQuil and shit.
Mm.
You guys seen this?
Tide Pods.
It's a new challenge they're doing that you cook your chicken in a frying pan with NyQuil.
Yeah, you get protein, you get a little melatonin.
Is that like lean? Is that what they call that?
I don't know.
Some
I
scissor.
can't wait for next summer when they have the lawnmower challenge. You go ahead and you take your hand and you can see if you can stick it to the blades and pull it out. Let's get that.
Ah, isn't that fun? What a nice country pastime.
But yeah, R.I.P. to Hootie's girl Kara talking shit about her. She says, "Help us!" Gets popped right in the fucking neck.
This motherfucker. Alejandro drops to his knees and he's like, I got it. And he's holding on to the fucking arrow that's in her neck. Then they hit her in the forehead with a fucking two-tap.
She gets double tapped.
She gets fucking John Wicked in the Peruvian jungle.
Oh, they're fucking trolling. They're trolling out here in the Peruvian rainforest.
Yeah, you know, like whoever took that shot was like fucking dapping up his boy after the fact too. You see that shit?
He probably started doing a Fortnite dance right after it happened.
The Donald Faison, right there.
When the group wakes up, they are being taken across the river by a head hunter to the village where the rest of the tribe resides. They're all put in a wooden cage except for Jonah, who was laid out and served up real gruesome style.
Couldn't fit through the door in the cage.
Yeah, this whole tribe is red as fuck as well. I had to make a note of that.
I have marking distinctions. If you would like the marking distinctions, Chris.
Oh, okay. Whatever that means.
Fucking white nationalists.
A lot of red and a lot of
three-
green, man.
Three distinctive color markings divide the classes of the tribe, Chris. Yellow, the sole painting of the tribe's female elder leader. Black, the sole painting of the tribe's current head hunter. Red, all standard villagers. And white, female villager undergoing the rite of passage.
So colorful, man.
So what did you guys think about the camera work during the introduction of the tribes people? Like when they're getting off they're unloading them off the boat and they're carrying them to the village and all the village people are just like rubbing on
their
them and
faces
shit.
and shit. Yeah, that was.
Like the shaky out of focus cam.
It's definitely one of the scariest parts of the movie for me. Outside
So you
of
felt
like
like
the
it
gruesome
added
stuff.
to like the chaos and like the ambiance of the scene.
Felt like I was in there with the villagers. You know, it was definitely
It was
shot.
very effective.
And that was, I think, their reactions there are the most disturbing because some of them, I think Jonah is even like fucking just giving into it, you know. Like everyone's having their own like moment while it's happening.
I think this whole scene was like one take too. Because I mean, you're literally like what they're working with right here. Out of all the villagers and the tribes people, there's only like 5 or 6 legit actors. The rest are actual fucking tribes people, like in the Amazon. Like we haven't really talked about it all that much, but how cool and how big of balls does Eli Roth have to film this on location? I think they said it was like a 5-hour trip up the fucking river to get to this certain location.
Yeah.
Like, we might talk all this shit about him, but that's like, the guy loves his craft.
Yeah, there's not many people who are going to want to put themselves and their crew through this. And their cast, obviously.
I liked how you combed over their destruction of Jonah.
They served him up real gruesome
Oh, yeah,
style.
we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to just calm over.
Oh, no, we can't. This is the best
It's
thing.
not my forte, but this was the moment where I wanted to kind of take a break personally.
Ooh, it's pitch break.
Jonah gets all laid out, thinks he's gonna get a fucking back rub or something. He was so peaceful the way he took it, you know.
Joy, why don't you give us a play-by-play on exactly what happened
Well,
with dear
they
Jonah?
fed him like a relaxant. It was like some mushrooms that had been like boiled or some shit, and they gave him some stuff to drink. He was still woozy to begin with from like the poison dart that knocked everybody out. But once the carnage began, there was no turning back for little old Joni.
Can you imagine how good those mushrooms were, though? You know, that's some deep jungle mushrooms right there.
They weren't good
Things
enough.
hit.
This motherfucker started
Well-
screaming right away.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get things cut off from all parts of your body.
When he realized he wasn't about to get fed a double down, he just got upset and it was over.
If he knew it
You
was for
guys
the
have
double
downs?
They doubled down on
So do we
his
want
ass.
to go in and talk about everything that happens to the
If you
only
got, if you
only
got the
black guy in
list, you
movie?
go right ahead, man.
I got the list.
Oh, I got it committed to memory. I ain't got to have a list.
Go ahead.
Hey, Hootie, if you want to go in, go in.
No, this is your dude.
First of all, I had an eyeball scraped out by the village elder, painted in yellow, as Hootie described. Scooped an eyeball out with her little hook finger, like she works in Hot Topic. Scooped a second eyeball out. Both fucking fantastic gore effects, like so good. Once she had popped that bad boy in her mouth and gave it a nice big old squoze with her teeth. Cuts out the guy's tongue. Sucks on that thing a little bit. It was very erotic. Then the headhunter, the guy painted all in black with the yellow face, proceeds to hack off his limbs with some sort of animal jaw sharpened utensil. That thing was like an axe, but it was sharp. It was out of like some sort of animal. It might have been like a cow's jawbone.
Probably Sabretooth.
Literally chops both
Probably
his arms
T-Rex.
off, his fucking legs off, and then eventually the head.
Yeah, that shit was
Pretty
brutal.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
And all this is like seen. This isn't like implied.
And they do a complete circle. Right
Oh,
arm,
yeah,
right
yeah,
leg,
yeah.
left leg, left arm, head. Nice little circle.
It's ritualistic, man. Because she's offering, like, things to the crowd as she's doing it. Yeah, this is the moment that probably makes some people walk away or react in a nauseating kind of way.
If you brought your grandma to see this film, she probably left.
And again, like Joy pointed out earlier, you're like 50 minutes into what's just been like a dialogue fest up to this point, really. You're like, oh, this is what we came here for. Now it's there. It's all right there all at once.
All his movies are like that, though. Hostel was the same way.
He's really all about his payoffs. But yeah, this dude had to feed the whole village. They made a whole fucking gimmick
Fuck.
out of that.
Fucking Alejandro said the most savage shit about his ass, bro.
They did. They salted his
Oh.
torso like he weighed 500 pounds. I was like, this dude wasn't that big.
Dude, once
So
they
much
had
meat.
the meat, once they had the meat and stuff, the way they were preparing it, it looks like legit how the villagers or tribespeople or whatever would prepare like meat or prepare.
salt it.
Like a straight up
Dinner.
butcher, yeah. Just
Well, it ain't even
hang
just
the meat.
that. They're like they're fucking chopping up herbs and you know, got a mortar and pestle and they're pestling up some stuffing to stuff inside his open wounds.
Well, I mean, you can salt and hang his legs and arms, and they'll keep for months. You know, that's a preservative.
You think they just happened to show up at like lunchtime, like everyone was hungry? Like if they had come like an hour earlier or later, then they probably would have waited. So they'd give this
That's
dude
true.
no fucking time to like settle in. He gets executed immediately.
It's so funny too, in my opinion. He's the most wholesome fucking character in the movie.
Oh gosh, Justine.
And he gets the literal axe right a fucking way.
Yeah, it's pretty
Dude,
savage.
man.
Savage,
He
Hootie. It's
said-
savage.
Jonah's simping is over. Now his watch is ended.
So we are to believe that somebody purposely crashed the plane to feed this tribe.
Nah, I think we'll kind of get to it when Alejandro kind of lays out his mischievous plan.
Alejandro's got a secret.
Yes. Jonah's remains, as we said, are cooked and eaten by the villagers. Alejandro mentions that the villagers think that they are the enemy. Amy ends up taking a massive dookie in the cage, while the village children laugh and mock her. What you guys think about the duty scene?
That's some Eli Ross shit, man.
It was just so fucking random.
Dude, damn girl, Montezuma getting his revenge today.
She just
That's
kept
what
apologizing.
Man, dude, that's what my ass sounds like whenever I get to Mongolian beef.
Gotta get the Mongol beef.
It seems like this turned me off of his films.
You think it's just a step too far? Like, we just went through all this brutality, and now someone's gonna take a big ass shit in this cage that I'm
It's
stuck in?
so on the fucking nose, though, man. You're in a foreign country. You're drinking, like, contaminated water. You're eating new foods with new bacterias and stuff. Somebody's going to have diarrhea.
I understand that it makes sense and logically it would actually happen, but we're making a horror film of mutilation and cannibalism, and now we got people with explosive diarrhea in the corner.
Hootie couldn't take it, man. He wanted off the roller coaster.
They react more disgusted to seeing this shit right next to them than they do watching their friend getting chopped into pieces.
That's another good point.
Justine tries to appease one of the children by playing the flute necklace that belonged to her mother. The headhunter and others arrive and pull the women from the cage. One cringy ceremony later, and they take Justine into a hut, cover her in some white powder, and return her to the cage.
Cringy?
Brother, she was getting fingered by a damn hook
This
finger.
is the most sensual scene in the entire movie.
They was checking vaginas,
terrible.
man.
They were checking for, like, STDs and shit.
They was checking
They were-
vaginas.
They was checking for who was a virgin, right? That was for the purpose of this.
No one Samantha over here got crabs. They ain't trying to eat seafood. They in the fucking Amazon.
I am with you, Chris. I'm saying it was a fucked up scene. I want to just harken back to a little bit of dialogue that we skipped about Alejandro, because Justine was all up in sorts about what happened to poor Jonah, and Alejandro said that's how the real world works, and should be thankful that they ate fat Jonah, so they have a lot of meat to hold them over.
I love his.
They're gonna
fucking
eat for a
characters.
week from
character
his
turn.
ass.
Oh, his character turns so good.
That dude goes fucking savage.
God damn, what a line!
You must be a freshman if you're worried about Jonah's fat ass.
No, I'm all about Alejandro. Me and him would have teamed up just like a Survivor, bro.
Oh, y'all would have jerked off together. I see.
Yeah, we would have jerked all together. Hootie would have been
Oh, man.
standing. Hootie would have
coming.
been standing in front of the door. Take me next, please. Spare my friends.
I don't wanna be here
take this
anymore.
motherfucker next. He's fucking.
I want to go home. Quit checking vaginas up there. That's gross.
So what you're saying is she got her hymen popped by this
Yeah.
old lady.
Yeah, she was checking for
I think
virginities.
she was on her period.
By a finger claw.
I think that hook might
She's in
make you
college.
bleed.
She's in college in New York City,
And she's that attractive.
and she's a virgin.
You're saying, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. This ain't 1946.
A devout Christian, She could have been a Mormon. How about that?
She could just be saving herself for the right guy.
Yeah, Alejandro.
The next day, Alejandro mentions that the whole trip was just a PR stunt. He also mentions that Jonah should feed the tribe for a week.
God, dude, be thankful that they killed Jonah first. He can feed them for a week.
A fucking week. He knows.
Mic drop.
The group creates a distraction to allow Samantha to look for help. Hours later, the villagers bring the group bowls with liquid and meat scraps. Amy drinks from her bowl and recognizes one of Samantha's tattoos in her grub. So she smashes the bowl and slits her own throat. She slashed that shit quick.
Well, she realized
No hesitation.
If this person who was, as she mentioned, a track star in school and probably the most physically fit of the group can't get a fucking way, ain't no way this dysentery having girl is gonna get out of there.
I'm surprised more people didn't actually take this route when it happened. What would you do in that situation?
I'm probably. I got to make myself as least appetizing as possible. I probably got some of that girl's shit and just started rubbing it all over my body.
To give yourself some sort of disease and just dive.
Yeah, just you make yourself not appetizing.
I think you can give yourself some kind of sickness and just die like coughing to death.
I like Amy's route. Just break a bowl, cut your own neck. That's
Fuck
nice.
it. She just clocked out. I'm done.
You know.
I mean, it's a scary proposition if you really think about ending up in a situation like this. There's no
Yeah,
fucking
it's so scary.
escape.
My ass would never be in that fucking situation.
Well,
You never fucking
it's
know.
because you're not a humanitarian, Joy. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about
Have
activism,
fun.
Joy?
Have fun down there and chain yourself to a tree.
You got anything you want to say about activism on the record? In 2023?
On the record.
No, we all right. Let's just keep doing.
All right, keep going,
Let's keep
keep
talking about people eating each other.
But didn't somebody? I think it was Alejandro. It had to be Alejandro with how his shitty fucking dialogue is. Somebody said that the meat in the bowl was pork. I'm like, oh, it's just pork. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's pork scraps.
Pork scraps.
Pork scraps.
You ain't never had
What?
scrapple?
I've had scrapple. I don't remember
That's what
seeing a
scrapple
fucking
is.
pig on this little tribal.
Yeah, they was in the cage. They ran them out before they.
All the pigs looked alive to me.
They had all sorts of livestock.
All kinds, chickens,
Cows,
geese.
chickens. You remember that guy had the chicken? He was like doing. He was. Never mind.
There's no implication there.
He's talking about the animal stuff. That was an implication right there.
Knowing the villagers will get Amy next, Lars and Daniel stuff a bag of weed down her throat. After she is cooked and consumed, the villagers all get stoned. This allows Justine and Daniel to escape from the cage. Lars tries to follow, but Alejandro keeps him as company. When Lars awakens, he tries to entertain some hungry stoners, but he gets ate up by a group of villagers.
Did we talk about Alejandro jacking off in the corner yet?
Well, I feel like I brought it up.
Here's a quote in relation to what Alejandro is doing in this scene. Everyone is dying and you're jerking off. It's my favorite line in the whole movie.
Dude, Alejandro having the courage and resolve
courage.
to jack off. Under
Everyone
stress.
is
Dude needs
dying
a
and you're
he needs a
jerking off.
fucking medal, bro.
I need
I
that on
call
a
it
t-shirt.
courage.
You know what I like best that he starts jacking off faster when Daniel's choking.
Yeah, I did notice that bit too.
Boy, he about to fucking shoot rope.
He's oh shit, man, that's
The sound editing around that was also unsettling.
it was funny, man. There's so much comedy in this.
Oh, you know he had some Jergens nearby and make that noise.
He had to release some stress. When you get stressed, man, you just need to just unleash.
Comedic value of them eating Lars because they were high, I did understand, and I did actually quite enjoy that.
I like Lars, man. I thought he went out like a fucking OG.
Dude,
He's doing the finger
opinion.
tricks.
the whole weed thing is so fucking stupid.
It's goofy, yeah.
It's goofy and corny as fuck. Like, I definitely get what he was going for. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But, I mean, I get what he was going for. That's his humor.
Yeah, and there's
You
even
love it or you hate
reference. There's even reference. Alejandro says it's a Scooby Doo plan, like fucking Scooby Doo out here. And I remember you guys saying that the headhunter looked like a Scooby Doo villain. I thought that was kind of funny.
He fucking does.
This whole fucking movie is actually an episode of Scooby Doo that we just never saw.
And one little kid ran away with Lars's foot.
Oh, yeah, he did just jerk that fucking leg off and just sprint like a damn
Oh, yeah,
fumble
they ate
in the
him
NFL.
alive. That was fucking dope.
Yeah, he went out like the classic in the sea of zombies we've seen in like other
Yes, that was
Nicotero work.
Nicotero Supreme.
Yeah, I thought he was a good character, man. He actually had like some moments of personality that seemed kind of genuine. Like when Jonah died, he actually took it as like he's the only one that had an emotional reaction to it.
Yeah, like you say that Jonah was the one we were supposed to take as this great dude and the guys were so like. I actually thought Lars was that character.
Yeah,
Oh, I was just a stoner.
He seemed nice though, like
but he seemed like a real person, I guess, more than Jonah. Jonah just seemed like an amalgamation of simp culture, like you said. Too nice for his own good. Justine and Daniel reach a river, discover some plane wreckage, and Justine is swept downriver. Daniel rescues her using a tree branch. Following the wreckage trail, they find the crashed plane. The GPS is dead. Kara's phone rings from her pocket, but the villagers dart their ass before they can make use of it.
She almost fucking drowned in that river. Apparently.
Yeah, the water shit was pretty brutal. She's really in the damn water there.
Like actually drowned. Like it was apparently pretty scary.
She said, "Don't." Are we just supposed to just take this as a smart move? The fact that they escaped and then ran back to the exact same spot that they got captured at to begin with.
Well, Daniel's whole thing the entire time, he was trying to get to the GPS. Like once you have the GPS, you can find your way back to the bulldoze site, or the construction site, or a town or something. So it made sense.
So far away. It does make sense, but
it made sense. But I mean, if they're gonna find you anywhere, it's gonna be like one of two spots. They're gonna find you right outside of the village, or they're gonna find you at the fucking plane wreck. So
yeah,
and they're, I mean, what was the other option? To wander on the fucking Amazon?
Yes.
Just become like Bear Grylls, like build your own civilization. Just fucking start over.
You said let a tiger eat you. We didn't even talk about that fucking jaguar, have we?
The black jaguar.
It's bad.
But when they return to the plane crash site, here's like a big, I know we love this word, an homage to Cannibal Holocaust. How all the bodies are thrown on, like the bodies of the passengers of the plane are thrown on stakes and stuff. It's pretty big. It's pretty big imagery from the original Cannibal Holocaust.
I think as a survivor in that moment, I'm like, this tells me that these people have came back here, or they know exactly where this spot is. Like, there's fucking burning fires. I'm leaving.
What kind of peeves me though is they didn't take any of those bodies like back to the village. That's a lot to eat, and that ain't no way that flesh is like decomposed to the point where you can't eat that.
Justine wakes up in the village to find the medicine woman applying white powder and paint to her body. Daniel is tied to a pole covered in green mold and attacked by ants. The child brings a severed construction worker's head, and the villagers gather to go fight. The child frees Justine. She attempts to save Daniel, but he chooses death. The child uses powder to make Daniel pass out before cutting his throat.
Justine, take my phone. Delete my browser history, then kill me. This had one of the most tongue-in-cheek, like funny moments in the movie for me. Is when the village elder, like she picks up the I'm gonna call it a pussy carver, and she kind of like wiggles it in front of her face, like, ooh, here it is.
Yeah, that was in the trailer. That shot, I remember.
Oh, it was so fucking good.
Guess what this does?
Oh shit. But yeah, these ants look like fucking cheeks, huh?
Those are some big fucking ants. But yeah, the CGI was a bit off.
The CGI on that and that jaguar we didn't talk about are fucking terrible.
Jaguar's bad.
There's a scene early in the movie that says where it shows like a picture of a bank when they're going up the river in the boats, and then the Sam girl says, "Oh, that's gonna be my next tattoo." I'm looking around at the bank like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's really like off in the distance.
And it turns out it's the jaguar.
The black jaguar sitting on the rocks.
It confused the fuck out of me. I had to rewind it like twice.
Y'all gotta get a 4K TV, dog.
I think we need better CGI, Chris.
No, I watched the whole movie on my Zune.
That sounds about right. But yeah, the whole applying the white paint to her body, I feel like this was the scene where Eli Roth decided he was going to marry this lady. That's a whole lot of... He goes through the whole fucking process of showing you what's happening to her there.
Yeah, you definitely get a good image of what to expect on your wedding night.
Left her underwear on, though. You know? So it's nice of him.
Save a little something for the wedding night.
There it is.
And Daniel choosing to go out like an OG. And the kid, man, you knew the kid was going to come into play here. That's kind of one of the Deus Ex Machina moments. Like how the kid's going to end up saving everything, I could just tell.
Dude, those ants look so fucking bad. It put me in the mind of the bees from The Wicker Man.
Oh, yeah.
The bees.
Not the bees!
It's so bad.
The whistle necklace came across to me about as effective as that cheap ass necklace from Evil Dead. It's like,
a flute.
Why
the magnifying glass?
Is this in the movie?
They talk about it in the beginning of the movie.
Bruce Campbell makes fun of that fucking necklace.
Talking about how she's a flautist.
She's a
And she
what? A
doesn't
florist?
A flutist.
Christ.
A flutist.
Do you just fucking look? Do you look at the goddamn ad? The damn what's that shit? Spark notes of the movie, and then you don't even watch the fucking movie.
Heard he was this dual screening it,
She was
texting the whole
she was
time.
a flautist, and she gave up fucking playing music to focus on her studies.
And her mom gave her
I
that.
guess her mom's dead or some shit,
Yeah.
and her mom like made her the flute.
Well, that's sad, but that's too much shit for me in an Eli Roth movie. Where
He
there's
spends
people
45
fucking
minutes talking about
dick
this
getting
shit.
chopped off.
Who does it? Yada yada. Yada. Where's the dick getting eaten off?
Yada yada. Where's the mutilation?
Yeah, Daniel goes out like it. That kid's like a fucking OG though. He just blows the powder, and reaches up casually, slits the throat, and walks away.
That powder's where it's at.
The powder was Jonah didn't get the powder. Why the fuck didn't Jonah get the powder?
Jonah
he could
got
have
the
fucking used
shrooms,
it.
boy. They got him. That was like based in a turkey.
He had to suffer. He had to taste
That
the
was
suffering.
like based in his ass.
The child guides Justine through the forest to escape. Alejandro pleads for help, but she abandons him to the villagers. Justine lets the child keep the flute necklace, thanks him, and discovers militia killing villagers. Justine, facing the mercenaries, claims her American identity. This shit cracked me up too. She pretends to record them and then smashes Kara's phone. The leader orders her capture. Justine boards a chopper, finally headed home. I did love the fact that her superpower at the end of the day was the ability to say, "I'm American." I thought that was pretty funny. I appreciated that, Eli Roth.
And everybody stopped.
It was the same thing in
shit.
Hostel too, right?
She's American. Oh, shit. Exactly. He's obsessed with this idea of putting stupid Americans in over their heads in foreign locations and letting them suffer. Upon returning home, Justine testifies as the sole survivor from the crash. She denies witnessing any cannibalism. Later, she dreams that Alejandro made it home and she has become a cannibalistic monster. Did you guys like that little dream sequence there?
That was corny as fuck.
What the fuck was that, man?
Yeah.
Talk about CGI. Holy shit.
Take that out of the movie. It does nothing.
I feel like it doesn't make much sense. I mean, if that was used to show her PTSD from her experience, then I think it could have been done a lot better.
Just show her waking up scared and from a nightmare, and I'd feel more satisfied than seeing the teeth thing, whatever it was.
Yeah, her teeth, it made no sense at all.
I think she saw herself becoming a member of the tribe because she sympathized with them so much. Is kind of the implication. But it's the whole dream logic. I don't know. It has no place in this movie, in my opinion.
Do we feel like the reason she denies any sort of like cannibalistic happenings from her plane crash, do we feel like that's to protect other people from going down there, or do we protect the tribe?
She's protecting the tribe, I think, is the
Like,
idea.
what sort of loyalty does she have to the tribe?
Because I didn't mention it, but her dad is a member of the UN, and that's kind of like why Alejandro pulls her into this whole thing, because she actually has like some sway in determining how these situations are handled. So she's using that angle with her dad to like protect this village, I believe, because of the kindness of the child.
That plane didn't land with me, but yeah, I get what you're trying to say. You just watched people that you've talked to and know and communicated with get their fucking bodies chopped to pieces.
I think it's Alejandro's fault, though, at the end of the day, because we didn't really cover it explicitly, but he pretty much said that his dad or somebody had like a vested interest in the natural resources in the area. The only reason he did all this PR stunt shit was to put the other company out of business so that his dad's company could come in and steal the resources. But yeah, that's why he wanted her specifically, because of the UN connection.
We discussed that Alejandro was left in the cage by Justine.
Yeah, she left
before
him
she made
there.
her mistake. So we assume he was eaten or he's like gone. Right? We see right here in this same scene, right after the dream sequence, that he's become like a martyr for other activists. They literally wear his shirt, his face on their shirt, like
the
he's
Che Guevara.
Che Guevara. Pretty interesting.
During the closing credits, we hear a phone call between Justine and a woman claiming to be Alejandro's sister.
Corny as fuck.
She has seen. Yeah, you haven't seen this? Well, fucking
Yeah, as soon as the fucking credits roll, guess what?
put your
I'm
fucking
done.
diaper on, Eddie.
Diaper time.
a conversation with a woman claiming to be Alejandro's sister. She has seen a satellite image of Alejandro still in the jungle. His sister tells Justine they need to talk.
So fucking stupid, man.
Apparently he's covered in black paint.
He's covered in black paint, but it shows his face.
So the idea is like he's become a headhunter there.
Yeah, he's like the new headhunter.
Coming for her ass.
That dude ain't got the balls to be a headhunter.
He coming for that ass. Something I thought was pretty interesting here, the main actors, their Twitter handles are in the credits. But yeah, Alejandro's out there. He's coming for her ass.
Yeah, I guess they were setting up a potential sequel. It just never came to fruition.
And that concludes Eli Roth's travel horror trilogy.
Yeah, he definitely is interested in the idea of stay in your own backyard because you don't know shit about the rest of the world.
We've covered 2 of the 3.
Yeah, boys, it wraps her up. Any memorabilia you want to bring home from the jungle of the Green Inferno?
Give me some of that damn night dust they blow in Justine's face to knock her out.
Oh, it's a great pick.
Dude,
The
that'd be
night
so
dust.
fucking good, man. I've been drinking ZQL like it's fucking water here recently.
I thought you were cooking with it.
No, it's NyQuil.
Oh, shit.
ZQL just go sleep with.
Oh, shit, my bad.
I just snort a line of this fucking night dust and it's lights out, baby. Hopefully
He's
I don't
out.
wake up with somebody hacking on my balls.
About that.
That's a great pick. I wish I would have picked it now thinking about it. But I just went to Chipotle recently during the Halloween time period.
Is this a diarrhea story?
Well,
Well,
could have been. They run a special where if you show up in costume, you get a free burrito. I'm sure that you've all heard about this. And so if that's the case, give me the headhunter's nasal tusks. I'm going to show up as the headhunter to get my free burrito.
just as you are, just with the nasal tusks.
I wish
your
your
nasal
ass would
dust.
paint yourself black and walk into Chipotle.
Wow. We're really
I
going to
didn't
be
say that.
trending
Throw you
then.
out so quick.
It's the nasal tusk, Joey, that makes it not a
They
racial
would say
thing.
that's
not
they would
appropriation.
say that's racist as shit. You having that in your nose.
I'm the headhunter from the Green Inferno, you jackass.
Obviously, everyone knows that. Let me get the flute necklace. I feel like it's the obvious choice. The only thing that's really like a practical prop that survived
Like
this
you're
fucking movie.
like you're fucking Willy Wonka or some shit.
So I could just sit around blowing this shit.
Your little whistle necklace.
Get the Oompa Loompas to take care of my shit.
Fucking hootie. Yeah, the whistle necklace. Yeah, the kazoo necklace. Yeah, he had a fucking kazoo on there.
All right, boys. Grade book's out. Mr. Hootie. What kind of letter grade you handed down to Mr. Eli Roth for The Green Inferno?
Might know why you're making me go first here. The Green Inferno was our 4th film reviewed on the show from the year 2013, although apparently that's a bit of a gray area there. The others are Evil Dead, Mama, and As Above, So Below. Of all of those films, Green Inferno, to me, barely scrapes by at the 3rd best film of 2013 that we reviewed so far. Eli Roth is just not my kind of director, and his style is something I will never understand. In places, the gore and violence are fantastic, but more times than not, it comes across as misplaced and shock factor only. I did not enjoy this film very much at all, and the fact that he is directing Thanksgiving now gives me hesitation about going to the theaters and supporting that film, although I probably will end up watching it anyway. I give this film a D.
Man, if there was ever an Eli Roth movie smothered and covered in Rothianisms, The Green Inferno is it. Roth humor, Roth style, Roth characters and writing, and my personal favorite, that Roth gore, baby. The movie itself, those first 30 minutes or so, the setup, which, once again, typical Eli Roth character and plot building, felt flat and plodding. And the film carries on this way, meandering up until the activists in the action scene in the Amazon jungle. Before that moment, there's so much time spent getting the audience worked up and anticipating the horrors that lie in wait for this group that without a decent payoff, the movie would feel like an overall disappointment without a crucially worthwhile second half. And in my opinion, the second half of the movie does just that. It comes through in the clutch. It's tension-filled, gore-filled. The performance of the actors become more palatable and enjoyable in comparison to the dull, lifeless acting of the first act. There's interesting costume design, the jungle setting is unique and fun, the practical gore effects look great, making up for the CGI looking like total shit, the ants, the Black Panther. Also, I can honestly say I enjoyed the overall plot and story as well, with possibly my favorite part of the movie being Eli Roth's teardown of SJWs and slacktivists who are only in it for the clout. TGI was ahead of its time in that regard. Simply put, Eli Roth fans are in for a treat, and Eli Roth detractors, here's more ammo for your criticisms. With the first half D and a second half B, 2013/2015's The Green Inferno grades out with an average of a C.
Of every type of sub-genre, the most difficult to criticize is the satire, which I've pointed out earlier, which Eli Roth himself states was his intent with this one. Kind of like Joey alluded to, he thought that social justice warriors were full of shit and made a movie to kind of highlight and underline that fact. The movie follows familiar beats within the Roth canon and does nothing to win over his haters. Being an on-the-fence guy about his work myself, this kind of lands right in the middle category with me, as most of his work. It was not as gross as I expected, believe it or not, but the psych-out ending with the dream sequence and the stinger were a little bit of enough to leave that stank of diarrhea lingering. But at the end of the day, I can't say I hated every minute of it, so The Green Inferno earns Eli Roth a C in my class.
Something cool we didn't talk about a little earlier, and I wanted to bring it to light. And a lot of these like cannibal type movies, there's always like male genital mutilation. Like every fucking time somebody's getting castrated.
There's a lot of dick pulling off.
Yeah, I thought it was cool they did like kind of a whole like gender swap and made it about the female side of it this time.
Yeah, I think you gotta like be well versed in this subgenre to get that though. I haven't seen. It's definitely not like I don't look for cannibal movies, you know. So.
You don't Google search that, Chris?
No, I'm just saying I haven't really ever been exposed to any, so I wouldn't notice something like that. But that kind of makes sense what you're saying.
If I end up getting this fucking score right, we're going Cannibal Holocaust, baby.
We're going to the classics. So let's recap these audience score guesses from Rotten Tomatoes. I chose the movie, so I did not have to participate. Simply put, the rules are: one of you guesses it within 5 points. You choose the next movie, otherwise we spin a random wheel. The guess from you two guys, Mr. Hootie set a 40% from the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. Joy said a 65%. And you're both wrong. It was a 29 audience score.
Whoa.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, that's in line with my review.
That's pretty low,
Yeah,
man.
Fast and the Furious 7 gets a fucking 80.
Certified, baby.
Crowd pleaser.
Certified fresh.
Crowd pleaser.
Man.
So yeah, boys, we're going to the random wheel. It's been a while. I can't remember the last time we spun this sucker. All right, and we have landed on 2015's The Visit. I think this is an M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalama Ding Dong joint. Is that right?
Shamalama.
What a twist!
The grandparents are not what they seem.
I see grandparents. So yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, man. We haven't touched on this guy yet, have we?
This we have not. This was like his comeback, right?
This was his comeback movie after Avatar, right?
Yeah, this was
Avatar.
Was it
the
Avatar? That was shit?
The Last Airbender, was that it? But this was his return to form. He finally got like the goodwill back, and then in my mind, he lost it again. But that's just me. All right, folks, we're gonna check out the trailer. If you want to watch it along with us and check out our reactions, hop on the YouTube channel. Here we go. All right, boys, we're gonna take guesses at this since it's a random. We're all three on the lamb here, so whoever wants to stab, take it.
I'm gonna go with a fat dick 60.
I think people liked it. I'm going to go with a 69, because everyone likes that.
Ain't that nice? Ain't that real nice? Damn, y'all both just took 2 bits of the 60s, on top and bottom.
Yeah, you could always go Price is Right and go fucking 70 or 59.
You can box this out right in the middle.
Those rules die with Bob Barker. Rest in peace. I'm going to go 74.
Alrighty, folks, thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com, to find links to all the podcasts platforms, the Instagram, the merch store, all that good shit. Give us a follow, leave a review, send us some of that dope-ass Chilean dope. I'm going to say goodbye and offer my support to Women Painted White and Prepped for FMG. It ain't right, and we protest it.
As always, if you're hearing our voices, tell at least one person you know. Spread that love. Spread that campaign. Spread the Horrible Film School podcast. And let's go hang out with our grandmas during Thanksgiving, make some cookies, and see how fucking weird they are. And I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys and gals' support, as well as your time and attention. Be sure to join us in the next one when we get Senile and Incontinent and 2015's The Visit. Class dismissed.